He was at a press conference last night talking about the gratitude he has from President Biden, still the current president, who has offered federal assistance as much as he needs.
Yeah, and the question is, on the campaign trail, I think it was in October of 2024, Donald Trump was saying that if he got reelected, that he could withhold federal funds from California. Obviously, he has a sort of a feud with Gavin Newsom, a feud with almost every Democrat governor and senator and Democrat in general. And I think the question going forward is, could that happen?
That's an establishment media shill on CNN earning her paycheck by proving that there's absolutely nothing Democrats won't try to use against President Trump. Welcome to Nerk News, I'm Nerkish, and it looks like the political hacks and news media just got a new narrative, and it's to ignore Democrat incompetence to attack President Trump during the LA wildfires. Here's CNN fuming at him for saying what we all know about California and the mismanagement of these wildfires.
Is this something he's going to actually do when he assumes office? Because he does kind of see the federal government and the budget and the monies as his own, as to dole out as he wishes to his friends. And so I think that's the real question going forward. But it is sort of sad that this is the same president we're getting again, that there are no lessons learned. There's no sense that Californians are Americans, right? That they are struggling in these areas. 2 people have lost their lives. These fires haven't been contained at all. It looks like they're probably going to get worse before they get better, and that he doesn't have any sort of empathy and understanding about, over what these folks are going through. People have families there. Not only, you might have families still there. I have family there and friends as well. So it's just sad and still shocking.
Literally, as you're speaking.
It's funny CNN is accusing Trump of not learning his lesson when it's them who are obviously reluctant to learn anything. I mean, if you recall during the recent hurricanes, CNN was clutching its pearls and accusing conservatives of politicizing the tragedy simply because they were the only ones criticizing Biden and Harris for their pathetic relief response. Yet now the network seems to have no issue politicizing this tragedy to attack Trump and even partially blame him for it by suggesting that it's the result of his views on climate change or something.
The response by the government is so key. The former president understands that. And I just saw before coming on, the Trump campaign started a GoFundMe site for people in need. So they're doing everything that they can. And that's sort of, from his perspective, the right politics here.
The Biden administration is effectively handling this. They're just not politicizing it as Donald Trump is. Donald Trump chose to take a natural disaster and weaponize it for political gain. Just the same way he did with the Haitian immigrants or the crisis in Niger or the COVID crisis. Donald Trump takes every issue, every problem, and makes it worse by making it about himself and making it political. Lying about what took place.
Why is Trump politicizing this? I mean, people are literally still trying to get out from under the water right now.
What's really crazy about all of this is Trump's been criticizing California over its resource management and disaster preparedness for nearly a decade, only to get ignored and ridiculed by state leadership. The sad fact of the matter here is that just like with Hurricane Katrina, the writing about this has been on the wall for anyone with eyes to see, and the severity and extent of this tragedy is entirely resting on the shoulders of the elected officials. I mean, for crying out loud, here's Trump and Joe Rogan basically predicting this before it even happened.
I was filming Fear Factor. I talked to this guy who was a fire guy for the fire department. He said, it's just going to be a matter of time. There's going to be one day where a fire hits L.A. and the wind is the right way and we're not going to be able to stop it. And it's just going to burn right through to the ocean. He goes, it's just a matter of time. We all know it. I was like, what the dude? I go, the whole city? He goes, the whole city.
They said, we have no water. I said, do you have a drought? No, we don't have a drought. I said, why do you have no water? Because the water isn't allowed to flow down. It's got a natural flow from Canada all the way up north of water, more water than they could ever use. And in order to protect a tiny little fish, the water up north gets routed into the Pacific Ocean. Millions and millions of gallons of water gets poured. I could have water for all of that land. Water for your forests. You know, your forests are dry as a bone.
Yeah.
Okay?
Dangerous.
That water could be routed. You know, you could have everything. Oh, not only dangerous, billions of dollars a year they spend on forest fires. And, you know, there's a case with the environment. They're not allowed to rake their forests because You're not allowed to touch it. And all they have to do is clean their forest, meaning rake it up, get rid of the leaves, get rid of, leaves that are sitting there for 5 years. And
we'll certainly get rid of the deadfall.
And get rid of the trees.
At the end of the day, what establishment media and Democrats are trying to do with all this is send a clear message that they don't approve of you noticing things or criticizing mismanagement or incompetence of their leaders. If it's Republicans, you're free to criticize them all day. But if it's liberals you're criticizing, you're suddenly a heartless monster who doesn't believe in climate change or civil rights. Thankfully, though, the media landscape has changed and more people are waking up to the ridiculousness of these lies and the hypocrisy of the people peddling them. But let me know what you think. Who's politicizing this stuff more? Trump or Democrats in the media? Let me know in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel. That stuff really does help us out. Until then, this has been Nerk News. Thanks for watching. Bye!